We had to do this episode over again because Aaron ruined the first one.
Okay. Didn't think we were going to start like that.
We'll go ahead and do the intro now.
Welcome to another episode of Meat Report. Today we have some exciting information for you. I'm so excited because today we're going to be talking about Texas, and Bill has some meat coming directly from Texas. He's going to tell you all about it. It's so exciting.
So that, folks, is a perfect example of fake enthusiasm. You just saw it in all its glory, fake enthusiasm. But look, here's the deal, Aaron. I am excited about this beef coming from Texas.
Yeah, I know. That's why I...
Yeah, but yours is fake. Mine is authentic.
Okay.
Well,
all right.
Let's be, this show is first and foremost founded on authenticity. Anyways, so a week or two ago, I've been following this guy on Instagram, and his Instagram page is Bourbon Beef. This gentleman, he's a farmer in Texas, right outside of Austin, and we have a few shared acquaintances on Instagram. Anyways, he feeds his cows, which are behind me, grain left over from distilleries and breweries all around the Texas Hill Country. So he takes his byproduct of beer and bourbon, and he picks it up and he brings it and feeds it to his cows. And it keeps his cows slightly inebriated. They're like a little drunk. And then he massages them. And here they are drinking water behind me.
Are they hungover? Trying to rehydrate?
I think they probably are a little dehydrated. Apparently the beef is extremely delicious. And it's hard to get. Like he doesn't have a big herd. This isn't like a gigantic operation. This is a small farm that we are pleased to be able to bring their beef up here to the Washington, D.C. area. So I think you're in for a real treat.
Are you saying that this week Savage Steaks customers can order this beef that you're talking about?
Bourbon Beef. Yes, they're going to be able to order it.
That is exciting.
It is exciting. It is exciting. I think it's important that we, every once in a while on this show called Meat Report, that we actually talk about meat.
We just did.
We did. Bourbon Beef from Double J Ranch, Aaron. Double J Ranch, founded in 1929, 30 miles outside of Austin. Ryan Gents is the operations manager, and Ryan and I have been talking about the Bourbon Beef and how it's going to make its way up here.
Well, I don't get to eat any because I'm in Canada.
Well,
but I wanted to ask you, just as a little side note here, if we could just end with this. This weekend, I had my very first dry aged steak. And
nice.
One thing that I noticed about it was that it was not dry. Is it supposed to be dry? Because when I touched it, I poked it, it was wet. Is that right?
It was wet? Well, what do you mean dry? I don't know what you... doesn't turn to chalk.
It's not but I ate dry aged steak. It's a dry aged steak. So isn't it supposed to be dry?
That's the process of how they dry it. It's they blow air over it and keep it at a certain temperature. So it dries it out. Did it look like it was dry, like it was like a raisin? You know how a raisin starts as a grape and it shrivels up?
No, I just finished telling you that it looked wet. It looked moist.
Well, maybe it wasn't dry aged. Maybe it was wet aged.
But I asked them, is this dry aged? They said yes. So I feel like I've been had by my Canadian butcher shop that I go to, and I don't know if I'm going to go there anymore.
Well, if you've been had, then yes. You've been had.
Okay.
They had you.
It's good to know, for all your customers, Savage Steaks, they'll never had you.
No, we won't had you. Never. Our dry age will be actually dry aged, not dry aged like you said, when you touched is wet. Canadians tricked you. Your butchers tricked you. You know what they call that when you come in? It's like this rube. They saw this rube coming in. I have a show about meat. I'd like a dry aged steak, sir. Huh. And then they all whispered, like, this guy doesn't know anything. Give him the dry aged steaks. You got all the way home. You're like all excited, like, I can't wait to open it and tell Bill and everyone on Meat Report. Then when you open it, you're like, what the is this? It's wet. Were you like out the window? I've been had by the Canadian butchers. I'll get you guys if it's the last thing I do. You should be so angry about being had that maybe you should sit down at the piano and create a song. Like, dun, 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 dun. I've been had by the butchers in Canada. They tricked me with the steaks. I thought I knew about steaks and I was tricked. All right. So great show this week.
I don't know if that really answers all the questions as to how you know your dry aged steak is really dry aged.
You'll see that it's the outside of it'll have like kind of a bark on it. You know, when cheese gets moldy and you kind of cut the rotten part off, it would look like it was rotted on the outside. Did it look rotted?
No.
Well, maybe it wasn't dry aged that long. It depends on how long they dry age it.
Well,
I mean,
I don't think I'm going back there.
Because the embarrassment now it's out on the show. All right, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Thanks for watching.